What's up, guys? So today we're going to be debunking another internet guru. This is Neale Walsch. He was a contributor of The Secret, which kind of brought law of attraction to the mainstream. As we discuss this, we are to discuss the ideas and not attack the person who is sharing them. All right, let's get to it.
You think produces energy in the universe.
Right off the bat, the laws of thermodynamics state that energy cannot be created or destroyed. So to make the claim that your thoughts create energy goes against not only the laws of thermodynamics, but it goes against what most of these gurus say. You'll always hear them saying energy cannot be created or destroyed. And they say that in order to validate their pantheistic or panentheistic worldview, in that God is in all things, and that you are God and I am God, and this camera is God and the internet is God. So you can't really do both at the same time. You can't say energy cannot be created or destroyed while at the same time saying that your thoughts create energy.
If you think it often enough and long enough, will actually produce a physical result in your life. Our second level of creation is our words. As you speak, so will it be done. And so your word is really a form of energy. You're actually producing energy in the room with what you say.
So again, if energy cannot be created or destroyed, how are you producing energy in the room? You cannot produce energy. Now, energy can be transformed from one type of energy to another type of energy, which is also a reason why the universe is running out of usable energy, because usable energy is getting transferred into non-usable energy. And that's why the second law of thermodynamics shows that we are moving towards an inevitable end of this universe. But again, if energy cannot be created or destroyed, then we are not creating it or producing it with what we say. It sounds really good, though.
That energy is creative. You say something often enough, loudly enough, and I promise you it will come to pass.
So let's bring this to its logical conclusion. If I say, I want to see Michael Jackson in the flesh. Well, no, we can't say that. We have to say, I am now seeing Michael Jackson in the flesh. And I say that often enough and long enough. Will that ever produce Michael Jackson in the flesh in front of me? Now you would say, oh, John, but of course not. That's logically impossible. Well, if what we are saying is that the law of attraction works no matter what, 100% of the time, then if I say anything, it should produce the results that are promised by the law. So I want to see Michael Jackson in the flesh. I am seeing Michael Jackson in the flesh.
If two or more start saying the same thing, I assure you it will come to pass.
I'm going to try this with my wife. We're going to sit in the living room every single day and say, I am seeing Michael Jackson in the flesh. Probably won't be long till she leaves me in the living room by myself, though. Anyway.
When a whole group of people start saying the same thing, it cannot help but come to pass.
What evidence do you have for this? What peer-reviewed evidence do you have that if a whole bunch of people in a room say something often enough, together enough, that it actually manifests in our physical reality? Where is the scientific studies on this? And don't hit me with the double slit experiment and the observer effect. The interpretation of what happens in the double slit experiment has no consensus. But anyway, that's a video for another time.
It's called group consciousness, and it's, by the way, why the world is the way it is. Because
the world is the way it is because of sin and because of human depravity. That's why the world is the way it is.
Because our collective consciousness has not allowed itself to be raised to the level of the individual consciousnesses of many of us.
We got to rewind that again. We got to listen to that again.
Because our collective consciousness has not allowed itself to be raised to the level of the individual consciousnesses of many of us.
The collective consciousness has not allowed itself to be raised to the individual consciousnesses of many of us. Bruh, I need to get the Caesar dressing because that is a word salad and a half, and it made me hungry. So what you're saying is that the collective consciousness can prevent individual consciousness or the individual consciousnesses wouldn't the individual consciousnesses of many of us be a collective consciousness? So that means that the collective consciousness, which is a collection of our individual consciousness, is not allowing itself to reach itself while at the same time being itself? What? That would also suggest that we really aren't in control of our individual consciousness if the collective consciousness is not allowing our individual consciousness to raise to the level of awareness or whatever. So how would we ever get there if the collective consciousness isn't allowing us to get there? This is beginning to sound like a form of determinism in which we are predetermined to never attain this level of collective consciousness by the collective consciousness itself. Now, just a side note, this whole collective consciousness thing is not a scientific discussion, really, because just to add some context, many of these gurus believe that the collective consciousness is a underlying quantum field that underlies all of reality, right? And they say that this consciousness is essentially God. And since we're all interacting with this universal field of consciousness, that we are also God, and it gets really esoteric and weird. But even if this quantum field was discovered, which it hasn't been, that would mean that what we've discovered is something physical. It's not something supernatural, and therefore couldn't be God. Anyway. Oh, that was the end. I thought there was more. Well, with that being said, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. If you've enjoyed watching this content and you think you want to partner with us over here at my channel, I don't know why I'm saying us, maybe because my wife helps me out with this, you could become a Patreon supporter right there. Boom. And we are working on a whole bunch of stuff for that community over there, and you'll be able to be a part of our Discord group as well. Also, don't forget that May 16th, coming out with my new book, The Law of Attraction, A Gateway Drug to Spiritual Heroin. This is the test copy. It's got the strip through it. But you can pre-order it right now. I'll leave the link in the description. God bless. I'll see you on the next one. And if you want to see the playlist of me debunking these guru claims, click right here.